Over here on the project bench, it's very crowded. It always is because I've always got so many different projects going on. You probably recognize this little bus from a previous video about Fowler vehicles and such. Well, today, in an effort to put lighting in it, I'm going to open it up and see what's inside so that I can think about what's going to be required to put lights in. The only screw I see is this one right here. There are no instructions for taking them apart. My DHL truck snapped apart. All the plastic pieces snapped out, and it came apart that way. I don't see a screw up in the front here. I am suspecting that once I can get a grip on it, it will just come apart, which it did. Amazing. Well, now, at the very least, I can put some riders in it. And I could move the driver to the other side, which is what I think I'm going to do, because I want to turn this into a Farland bus. Looks very similar inside. The motor is different. Oh no, that's the battery. I see, there's the motor. It's a worm gear. This looks like it's glued together though. That's a little disturbing. Oh, no. It comes apart. Yep, that's the way the other one was. It just sort of snapped apart. This one doesn't even snap. I think first what we're going to do is get a little oil. Ed Sargent, who maintains the Fowler vehicles over at the Greeley Model Railroad Museum, and they have two Fowler roads, and they're pretty elaborate. He suggested after watching the video that I put a little oil on the worm and see if that doesn't quiet it up. So if you'll wait right here, I'll be right back and we'll put some oil in it. The motor is held in there with a friction fit. It's just sitting underneath this piece. We'll test it on the road before we're done. Okay, headlights. Do we have any space in here? Not really. The extra battery almost has to go back in the back or in the passenger compartment somewhere. You know, I was also thinking about putting a light in the passenger compartment. So if I put people in there, I might as well put a little light in there. And I've got some micro LEDs on the way, so that might be a chance to try those out. Just put one up in the top. Of course, that'll probably make the top of it glow. But we can put a little piece of black construction paper, craft paper, between it and the body, and that will block most of the light. I guess the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the driver. Now he has a seat that is molded in, so we'll have to pretend that that's the fare box. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the seat is molded in. And I really don't think it would be a good idea to try to remove that, because then we'd have a hole we'd have to plug. It could be done. A little plastic filler and some filing. And boy, the color of this is very similar to this. No, not at all. But I might have one that is, in case I decide to do that. But I think I'll move the driver to the other side to start with. I'll be right back. Thought I'd bring you back in to see how I'm coming along. I've got a few people in there. Where are you anyway? There you are. Got some riders. I've oiled it. I moved the driver. The driver is now on the other side. I don't know how clear that's going to be. They're wearing derbies. Well, it's easy to grind off the derby hat. Makes them look a little bald. I left this one on, but I ground that one off, and I ground that one off. So we just have one derby hat riding in our bus. I also painted the face on the driver, and he's made out of gray plastic, and his face was gray. Maybe he's gray because he's used to driving on the other side of the road. I don't know, but I decided to paint his face, so at least he's got a little color in his face now. And as long as I was painting his face, I decided to paint his shirt blue, so that he has a sort of a bluish shirt. Didn't stick on his arms very well. Oh well. Anyway, the steering wheel's on the correct side now, and we're going to pretend that's a fare box. No, they'll have to climb over it to get in. It does have doors that almost look like they could open on either side. So from that aspect, I think we're okay. And I'm going to make a label that says Farland Tours on there. It says touring right now, but I want to make it more Farlandy than that. So for now, I guess we'll just put it back together. It really wasn't very difficult to get apart. I would like to put a light in the interior, and I don't have it yet. I think I'll put headlights on it. I have drilled them out. They're ready to be installed. Can you see that? There's a hole there for the wires to go through. And right back here, I'll probably put the battery to run the headlights. The tail lights, once again, I'll try to run those right off the main circuit. And I don't think it'll be too hard. It wasn't really that hard with the truck. It's just that with the truck, with the lorry, DHL van, I had no idea what I was doing. I had never done it before. I didn't know what to expect. I was really afraid that I would ruin it and it would not work ever again. That made me nervous. All right, well, let's try putting it back together. See if I can get it to go back together again. Well, I'll fiddle with this and I'll be back in a minute. Went together quite easy now. Just went together easy. I don't know if you could see the people in there or not. Probably not. Let's see if I can get some light behind it. Well, it seems to run fine with its additional weight. Oh, they've never passed right here. I hope they get by each other. I tell you what, it makes me kind of nervous when they pass. Head-on collision, you know? Yeah, the DHL truck is a very quiet machine. Okay, well, I'd say adding passengers was quite the success. So on to headlights and maybe even taillights. Taillights are very crowded. The space for them is extremely crowded. Bye from Farland.